Yo, what's going on, boys? How you doing? Vlad, Nils, Optimus, Yush, Andrew. We got a lot of charts to go over, so let's just get right into it. Overall, this SPY chart on the daily, that is a extremely ugly candle. But as I told you guys Friday, I told you guys we were gonna close the gap to 435, which is very obvious to me. We were gonna close the gap to 435, which we did today. Now the question is, do we hold that gap and go up, or do we go more down? No one can tell you the answer. It is OPEX week. Expect a lot more volatility. If you guys did hold puts, expect a big bounce before going lower if we do. So these are the possible scenarios right now. Like I told you guys, we closed the gap to 435. Now either we bounce up and then continue more down, or we either hit the gap and then we gap up and we keep going up. So there is going to be volatility in both ways. It is OPEX week, as you guys have learned from the last month, like bunch of months. Every single OPEX week we have big volatility swings, and just like I'll show you right here, look at these are all OPEX weeks, basically the 19th of every month. So May 19th, look at this, we hit the 50-day moving average. June 19th, we hit the 50-day moving average. August 19th, or July 19th, sorry, I skipped a month. July 19th hit the 50-day. August 19th almost hit the 50-day, and then they front ran the September like we've been over, and they front ran it, they gapped it down, they bounced it, rejected the 50-day to the upside and came back down. Then we finally got up to the 50-day last Thursday, rejected it exactly, and now we're headed back down. So the question now is, the most important lows here are these lows from last week, which is 426.36. That's another 8 points down on SPY. The market will be very, very red if we do go retest that low at 426.36, but it is definitely possible, especially with OPEX week upon us. And also, you guys see this big volume gap here. So once we get under 431, it should move very, very quickly down to 421. We have a 10-point move possible down if we break 431 on SPY. So keep an eye on that one. QQQ again. Just a massive swing day. Like we opened and absolutely ripped at the open, gave it all back, and closed almost at the pre-market low, which is very, very bearish action overall. There's very little more bearish. Like if we dumped straight down in a line, there would be a possibility of a bounce. But since we bounced straight up, it looks like all the buyers ran out and then the sellers stepped on the gas here. So the bears are in complete control of this market still, as we've been telling you. XLF was super strong this morning as well, sold off. We got earnings on banks later in the week, so that'll probably show the next move. Other than that, daily candle is disgusting on XLF. That's a bearish engulfing candle. We took out Friday's high and then we took out Friday's low and closed there. So all the indexes closing at the low of the day is super bearish going into tomorrow. ES took out a bunch of supports that I was talking about. The last one left here is 45.32. Other than that, VIX started off the day very, very weak, but at the end of the day, we closed strong with that hammer candle on VIX off the support line. Sent you guys the support line in my stock life this morning, I think. We hit the support line and went straight up from there. So does VIX continue up is the question. We could go and retest this 2474, which has been trouble. SPX, same thing as SPY, no reason to go over that. SE, I told you guys we're just range bound. I sent this range a long time ago, 325 to the upside, 315 to the downside. We closed at 316, so if we bounce off 315, there could be a possible 10-point swing here to 325. If we break out 315, move my screen where? I can see the dates, I don't know what you're talking about. You just look at the bottom of the screen, Vlad, that's where you see the dates. 325 to 315 on SE is the range. We are at the lower end of the range, so SE could be good for a 10-point pop if the market gets any better. Other than that, just wait for the range break. Let's go over some of these charts here. So UPST, we nailed it last week. We rolled into 350s with profits. Those did not work out. I sold them today because if we didn't get a gap up today, it's very possible that the UPST will not even get close to 350 this week, especially with the market weakness is a big reason why I sold the 350s. I'm still holding some of the 340s. Trade is overall green. I will try to keep it green, and if I can't keep it green, I'll sell at any price to keep it green. So just keep an eye out on UPST. Still, I love the stock. There's nothing wrong with the stock. The chart even looks not even too bad. It was just because of the market weakness, in my opinion, that we went down today. Weekly bull flag is still active. Let's see if we need to roll these out or if we get paid on them. Netflix, big reversal today. Announced the partnership with Walmart. It looked like a sell the news event. Look at this ugly daily candle. Huge upper wick of profit taking. Lost Friday and Thursday's low all in one go. Next stop for Netflix is a support at the 8-day moving average, which is 622.73. Let's see if it can hold there, or if it doesn't hold there, it can go all the way down to 605. So keep an eye on those two, 622.73 and then 605 on Netflix to the downside. Amazon looks like a turd. It looks like it wants to go retest that neckline at 31.72-ish to 31.84. That is the demand area. Let's see if it goes and retests and bounce from there again, just like this drawing I drew a long time ago. RTX, very strong start to the day, very weak finish to the day. A lot of profit taking up there at all-time highs. Looks like we're going to go retest the 89.22 breakout area. If we hold that 89.22, we can continue higher. If we break through it, there could be a lot more downside to this one. So we got 89.22 support first, and then after 89.22, I got 89. So 89 psychological, and then 87 is where the 21-day moving average is. Still holding those calls. We have till October 29th. I'm not too worried about it. Ford played out exactly as planned. Big run up, weekly consolidation, descending channel, breakout, 3 weeks straight up. Look at this, 3 weeks straight up, bull flag, kind of more than a bull flag on the weekly because we did consolidate a lot of the move back. But it's the exact same play, 3 weeks straight up, and now do we just consolidate in a channel for a long time, or do we go and take out these highs over here? Nobody knows. That's why we've been scaling out of those forward leaps at 30 and 40%. Other than that, any absolute ripper day today closed at the, where did it close? Closed at 828. The high of the day was 832. So that is super, super bullish. I told you guys 768. Once 768 breaks, we can really start ripping because shorts are going to start getting squeezed out. And we had a 24% day. I don't know how much more you guys want on it, but 24% up. Very, very good day for open. Very good volume. Everything looks perfect. Close above 768. This one looks good for continuation. And if it does squeeze, look for 12 bucks on this one. Not even joking. Another 4 bucks up. $12 on any is my target for equity. Dawkin, pretty strong relatively compared to the rest of the market here. Where's my delete thingy? There it is. So Dawkin, I really like this one. There's earnings coming up on, I don't know if this is correct, but it says November 4th. What I like about Dawkin is I like the November $90 calls now because this one is just holding up here. While the market looks like this, I mean, the market just looks like trash here. Look at SPY's daily. It's just lower highs, lower lows over and over again, whereas Dawkin has just been sideways. It looks like it's forming this little cup handle breakout coming. Let's see if we can get over 85. Actually, 87 was Friday's high. 87.72 over that. We should go straight in a line to 90 bucks. And any stock that goes over 90 bucks, they usually have a magnet to 100. 100 is a very strong psychological level. So Dawkin November 90s should look good if we get over, if we hold up tomorrow as well. And I think we'll get paid on those if the market holds up. If the market dumps, remember all these stocks are going to have a hard time. Moderna just kind of flattening out here. Leave it alone until it gets back over 323.50. Over 323.50, I'll jump in calls. Under 288, we can jump in puts. Let's see what happens. For now, it's just range bound. MRK lost the gap. Super ugly candlestick, I'm not going to lie. There is a very bullish event on this one, though. The COVID pill is very, very bullish, in my opinion. If that gets approved, we're going to gap up another 5 to 10 points. Other than that, we have the 8-day moving average at 79.76. Let's see if we hold. Today, we held it. Low of the day held the 8-day moving average by 11 cents. So let's see if we reverse from here, or if it needs a little more consolidation before it gets back over that 82, 83 level. Now, I told you guys watch this bear flag here. It looks like it's playing out. Big dump down, kind of little bounce to fill the gap all the way to around 645, and now we're breaking out to the downside, closed underneath the channel. So everything on now looks very bearish to me. Let's see if we get the next leg down. Looks like a big volume gap between 613 all the way to 600. So you can get a 13-point quick move down here on now if we get to 613. It's only $2 down from here. Let's see what happens. Earnings are October 27th, so we still have some time before that. Tesla just sideways all day. Held up stronger than others. I mean, didn't do too badly. but it didn't do too well either. It's just kind of sideways here. We need to close above 797 or close below 788 to take a swing trade on Tesla, in my opinion. Other than that, 797, 788, I'll just write that down here. 797 or 788. Either one breaks for you, go long or short based on that. Other than that, just a scalp play for now. Baba had a huge run up today, looked weak. A lot of bad Chinese news came up. They're finding the financial or tech companies or something. Who knows what China's doing? They're always doing something. But just a lot of space here. Like, this is a very scary candle. Why is it a very scary candle? We went from 139 all the way to 169. We made a $30 move on Baba up in 4 days. The market cap on this company is massive. They gained a lot of market cap within the last 4 days. And if China reverses here, it's a very bad sign. We got a bunch of gaps fills here. We can fill from, for right now, we can fill from 163, which was the low, all the way to, where did we close? 161. So you had $2 down there, then another gap fill here, and then another gap fill here. This is a big one right here. Gap fill from 150 all the way to 144. So a $6 gap to fill here as well. So if China does reverse, it'll probably reverse hard, especially with all the bad news that China likes to release. So be very, very careful with this one right now, in my opinion. As long as we're under 174, the trend has not changed. We need a 174 break to change this back in favor of the bulls. It was a nice swing trade for now. I'm glad you guys all made money, but on the longer term time frame, it still looks bad to me, unless we close above 174. So that's what I'm watching for on Baba. Fastly, relatively strong, closed not too bad. I mean, it pulled back a little bit. There was a little upper wick of profit taking, but remember, this play is based on some news that's supposed to come out. Big wedge breakout. We closed above the breakout, so everything looks fine on Fastly to me. I am holding all my calls. Boeing, big bust up, huge call flow. People are taking $2 million worth of calls in Boeing today, and that's the only reason I held my calls, to be honest. It looks super weak going into the end of the day. 226.36 close, so I mean, I wanted 230. Let's see what happens if it starts getting followed through. Anything else on the daily, weekly doesn't look that bad. It just looks kind of like a doji. Just kind of winding up, accumulating for the next move. Let's see where Boeing goes from here. On the weekly, we're still above that wedge, I believe, or that descending channel here. Yeah. So weekly, obviously, it's only Monday. Long week to play out. Let's see how they close this week now. We did take out the last 2 weeks' highs. So do we get momentum and follow through, or do we break down and that's it for the move? My guess would be upside, but again, there's 4 more days left this week. Let's see what happens. SoFi, super, super strong. So like you guys seen in the My Stock Life chat, I told you guys I love this name. Why do I love it? I love their business model. So they do loans. That's what UPST does. And look at UPST. It was once a stock just like SoFi, went sideways, 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 and then all of a sudden, 54% in 1 week, and then just kept going. So SoFi can see the same thing. If they crush their earnings and they reduce their debt and stuff, this one can have a huge week too. I think it's just getting started right now. Let's see if we can get some follow through on this SoFi. They have earnings November 10th, so we do have some time. Let's see if it runs up into earnings. Skills, trash close. It looked pretty promising for most of the day. At the end of the day, dumped with the market as well. We're still within that little falling wedge that I see. Held the bottom trend line, so let's see if we can get a breakout. When this thing does go and starts squeezing out shorts, look at the daily RSI, look at the stochastics. Everything's set up to go. Last time stochastics were this low, we went from 1018 low all the way to $14. So we got a $4 move last time. Let's see if we can get a $4 move out of it this time. We have till October 29th. Don't panic about the 5-minute candles. We have 3 more weeks on these calls. Let's see how we close this week, and then we'll make a decision on this, especially because it's OPEX week. There's going to be a lot of fake out moves this week. So that's why we were taking longer dated options last week on everything except UPST, because UPST is a momentum runner. Once it starts going, it can just keep going. That's why I took this week's. Other than that, Skills is October 29th. Boeing was for next week, the ones I rolled into today. Fastly is for October 29th. What else did I take? Merck is for January. Dawkin, I like November's. I'm not in right now. Ford was for 2023. RTX was October 29th. So now you guys see why I was taking a little farther out in calls, because OPEX was this week. So let's see what happens for the rest of the week, but do expect a lot of chop. You guys know what happens during OPEX week. Usually it bottoms after OPEX weeks and then we start going up. But it could be different this time. Let's see. Everything is in the bears' control. Let's see if we can get some bullish action to overnight and gap up a little bit. But other than that, thank you guys for attending. I will see you guys tomorrow.